Hey guys, as you know, it's CJ Trapman and what?
Miss Vada.
How you guys doing today? How are you doing today, Miss Vada?
I'm doing good.
That's right. We were sitting in the park. We had lunch, and we decided, like I said, we wanted to spill the beans about the US 41 road trip we're getting ready to start next Wednesday. Yes, next Wednesday. I want you guys to tune in. And like I said, there's so much that's getting ready to happen all the way from here. Yes, Henderson, Kentucky is the location of where we decided to start. Isn't that right, Ms. Vada?
Yep.
And as you guys can see, we have our Bass Pro Shops on. We also wanted to have matching shirts as well. So we definitely wanted you guys to see that. But we are starting next Wednesday. And I know Miss Vada's happy too. She's excited because, like I said, this is going to be an awesome road trip.
Yep, it is.
And all the things that we can see from here to Michigan, and then from Michigan back to Kentucky, and then from Kentucky to Miami, Florida. That's where it ends. But like I said, we may have taught you something new. So our kickoff start, yes, is definitely going to be from here. We're going to start our breakfast, our lunch, and dinner. And I want to throw that in there because, like I said, Miss Vada loved the breakfast from where we started. We can't tell you until you start the video next week.
Yep.
But it was one of our favorite breakfast restaurants in Henderson. And then we found our lunch as well. Our lunch is amazing. And then for our dinner, it's the same way. And we're also gonna, like I said, if we have to, which we will. We'll have to show them one of the places that we explored that we thought was so cool in the Henderson area as well. Like I said, they have quite a few good parks here too. They have we love the museum. So like I said, we love a lot of the stuff that we explored here. And like I said, I hope you guys are ready because I'm ready. Miss Vada's ready. And I know you guys have got to be ready. You gotta. If we're ready, you ready, right?
Yep.
Right, okay. But definitely, like I said, we're going to show you, we're pushing for 6 to 7 things that you can see in the area of where we're at. So starting here in Henderson, we're going to try to at least give you 6 or 7 things that we are going to showcase on some of the coolest tourist spots in the area. And then once we go to Evansville, which is right across the bridge from here, it's the same thing. We're going to try to push 6 to 7 things of one of the best tourist, spots to explore. We're going to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Evansville. So if we have to, like I said, we're going to spend the night in Evansville so we can enjoy a lot of this. So I want you guys to as well. So like I said, while we're working on this project, I just spilled the beans. We are actually staying in Evansville. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tell them, but yeah.
Snitch.
I know I'm a snitch, but we are staying in Evansville. We'll let you know what hotel we stayed at when you see all this. So like I said, part 1 is going to be this Wednesday. Part 2 will be Friday. And then part 3 will be Sunday. So we may skip a few days of Sunday talk, but we're definitely going to, like I said, we want you guys to see where we start. So we'll have plenty of time to explore the area. So it may be 2 or 3 days we're in that one area, same with Henderson. And I want to get Vada on a flight though, guys. It's like she doesn't want to fly. I don't know why. I would rather, like I said, I would love to fly to some of these locations too, because like I said, yes, they're short drives. They are. A lot of them are very short drives. But I want to get her on a plane and maybe we can fly from here to wherever.
He doesn't get it's not the going up that scares me. It's how I come back down that bothers me.
It's how it comes. Yeah, it's got that. I guess it's the turbulence and shaking of the plane when it's landing.
That's not what I meant. It's meant whether or not I come down safely or I come down crashing.
Why do you feel that way?
There's too many planes that's been crashing.
I know. But yeah, I definitely wanted to do that. But like I said, we're definitely going to show you guys all this stuff. We're also going to, like I said, we're going to check out some stuff all over we've got our requests, and we've also had a lot of, suggestions. So we're taking those suggestions. Now, we did mention the best places to eat in Henderson and Evansville, and I realize a lot of people did mention franchise. I did mention, we did get a lot of franchise, and I did not I wasn't
He didn't pinpoint that he wanted to be mom and pop.
yeah, I wanted it to be mom and pops, and I wasn't thinking at the moment. So you're going to see a lot of the mom and pops between here and Evansville. What's that? Darmstadt. I'm naming these towns, so I want you guys to go check them out before, like I said, as we're doing this too, as we're doing our tour, check out Darmstadt, check out Princeton, check out Vincent, Indiana. Terre Haute, like she said. What's that? Rockville, and there's so many on that 41. Her favorite restaurant, you will see it. Definitely, you guys will see it when we stopped in Illinois. Like I said, you will see her favorite restaurant. What was it, in Paris, Illinois? That's right. It was in Paris, Illinois. You'll definitely see that, guys, too. And there's so much, like I said. And you got a lot of people that they always seem to do Route 66 or Lincoln Highway. And I decided, you know what, let's do something totally opposite of what they're doing. Like I said, 41 still has, that spunk and punk, they still have it. There's still good hotels. There's great restaurants. Yeah, the road's going to be a little iffy. You might have your potholes and this and that or whatever. But I said, why not? I'm looking on here and I'm showing Miss Vada the same thing. Like, a lot of the people are doing 41, but they're not going from point A to point B. They're not trying to go to where it starts all the way to where it finishes. They're just showing you the Florida location or the Georgia location or maybe a Kentucky, or, they're going to be up towards Wisconsin or Iowa, anywhere in that area. And Michigan, they're just showing you small little segments. They're not like, this is a road trip, this is an adventure. I want you guys to come along with us. So, yeah, I'm ready. Miss Vada's ready. So is anything else we need to let them know?
I'm trying to think. Besides the places that we've been, they said there's speed bumps in the many mountains.
Yeah, there are speed bumps in the many mountains, so you got to be prepared for that. We learned that. We learned that in Chicago. I'm telling you now, you can't go down some of them roads and just think you can fly down that road, and then here's a bump that the car is just lifting off the ground and rebouncing.
I got whiplash.
So yeah, there's some stuff that that's going to be in that. If I can get my
area
word, in that area. That's a whole lot different than what you're used to seeing around here in this area. So like I said, everything changes. The food changes, the milk, what are those? I mean, you name it, the ice cream's going to be different the further north you go. It may be colder sometimes too. We're sitting there thinking, okay, it's going to be summer here, but you never know. You get up there and it's 55 degrees, and then we're down here in the middle before we even get up that way, and it's like 85 degrees here or 90. So everything can change in a split of a minute or a second or however they say it. So yeah, be prepared, because like I said, you may see us with jackets on, right?
Yep.
And gloves.
We're also going to tell you the good motels we stayed in and the bad ones, and there were some bad ones.
Yeah, we're gonna break that down too, because like I said, there were some rough hotels. And also, one thing I didn't realize about Indiana versus Illinois. Ms. Vada got this, and at first it didn't click, and then it clicked after she said it. I was like, why is it that everywhere in Indiana, you have to pay $100 to $155 deposit, where in Illinois you don't? Or I'm just trying to figure this out. Maybe it's because it's in the Terre Haute area. Because I know, like, I guess in southern Indiana, I don't think there's a lot of, big time things that people talk about by, you having to have a deposit it's basically damage deposit is what it is. So if you tear the room up or you smoke or something in that area, you have to pay that deposit. And I was like, I noticed that when we spent the night in Illinois, there was nothing like that. And it's not saying that I know a lot of people, they go in these rooms. Me and Miss Vada was talking about it. They probably tear these rooms up. And it's become, an issue, for some people, because it's like, why am I paying $200 to stay here plus another $150 for a damage deposit? I'm trying to figure that out. That was something new. So it's like, yeah, we're going to stay in some of the Indiana places, and we're also going to stay in some of the Illinois, but we may end up staying on the Illinois side and just coming back over to the, to the Indiana side because of some of that, which is strange. I don't know. That's why I said this is a Sunday talk, and it's something she realized real quick, because when we went to Illinois, there wasn't no deposit. You just paid for the room, stayed the night. If you needed a smoking room or a non-smoking room, it was whatever. You get a king-size bed or a queen-size bed. Vada's favorite, like I said, we're probably going to find it as the California king-size bed too, so, right?
Yep.
So you have all that room, you can jump, do whatever. But yeah, we're gonna dabble into a lot of that. Like I said, it'll help you. So if you travel and you see that as well, like I said, post it in the comment below. Let us know that sometimes you've traveled towards Indiana and you notice that big deposit where versus other stuff, other like Illinois and Ohio, it's like that. It's like in Ohio and Illinois, there's not a deposit. But I think it was from Terre Haute all the way almost to the Chicago border, every single Indiana town had $100 to $200 damage. Deposit. So if you guys had that problem, let us know as well, because like I said, I don't hear a lot of people talk about that. And it's not that we're afraid to make that, but like I said, not the average person can afford to pay a deposit of that amount plus the deposit of what they're going to pay to stay that night or 2 nights or whatever. So let's just say, what if you had double, you stayed there for 2 or 3 days? Are you going to have to end up paying for 2 or 3 days of the damage deposit? Or is it just going to cover the 1 day? So yeah, that will be some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about it a lot. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of gas stations we're going to be checking out. There's going to be museums, you name it. And we want to give you guys the feedback on a lot of this stuff. So I'm ready. I know Miss Vada's ready.
Yes, I am.
Miss Vada's ready. We're always ready, but yeah, we're just wondering, like I said, if you got any suggestions about that since I threw that out there. Let us both know, because you never know. I mean, I don't think it's ever happened when we stayed in Dell, Indiana. I don't remember that type of deposit.
It wasn't.
But there's something about the Terre Haute area. I don't know what's going on in that whole area, that area, if they do deposits like that. But Illinois, nothing. Ohio, nothing. Kentucky, nothing. So we're just trying to figure, did something happen where, now all of a sudden you got to put these damage deposits on there. So, but we just thought, let you know, like I said, we haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks, and we decided to do this Sunday talk with you. And like I said, be ready and be prepared. So we got a lot of stuff to show you, right?
Yep.
So anything you want to say?
Just get ready for the trip.
That's right, US 41, get ready. So like I said, we're ready to share all of this. I want you guys to come along with us. And definitely, as me, just to throw that out there again from last month, it's been 4 months. I'm throwing this in there every month that I have not smoked a cigarette at all. I'm proud of myself. Aren't you proud of me?
Mm-hmm.
I am. I'm very proud of that. Like I said, that is something that has saved me $60 to almost $70 a week. And I know you guys can stop smoking as well. Like I said, it's going to be hard, but I don't know. I guess that day when I found out I had pneumonia or pneumonia, I said I'm done. I'm finished. I'm completely out of this. I'm not doing this no more. Because like I said, it's like, I know a lot of people say, oh, you can die from this, and you can die from that, and you can die from this. We always seem to have an excuse about food and drinks and whatever can actually do the damage, but then you find out cigarettes actually do more damage than anything out there. So I'm free, she's free. She don't have to take my secondhand smoke. You can also get third-hand smoke, fourth-hand smoke. And I researching and watching those videos, you start to see like, wow, I can breathe better, she can breathe better. You know, I can walk more, she can walk more. That's what I'm saying. That, are you okay over there?
Just yawning.
She's yawning. But I'm just throwing that out there, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm hoping that a lot of you can actually do the same thing. Some people take it, you know, they'll take it the wrong way, but you can't tell me to stop smoking. I said, I didn't tell you to stop smoking. I'm saying I'm hoping you can do like me, like, not saying something bad has to happen. It's just give it up and think of all the money that you would save every week, every month, and every year. And then for however long you've been smoking. What if you've been smoking like me for 19 or 20 years? I think I added it up and it was almost $400,000. I'm like, I could have bought a house, could have bought a white picket fence, could have bought 3 or 4 cars, could have bought an RV. There's just so much that I could have done, but I was hard-headed, guys, hard-headed. But yeah, I thought I'd let you know that, like I said, I'm happy again. I'm not smoking no more, and I got all the money so I can buy a sandwich. Yeah, a sandwich and a drink and some tea and some Kool-Aid. And whatever I want, a candy bar, some chips, you name it, we can buy it. And we even got to buy this shirt right here, the Bass Pro Shop, when we were in Clarksville, Indiana. And if you know, that's the 3rd largest, yes, Bass Pro Shop in the United States. So remember that. That's what I'm able to do with the money I don't smoke with anymore.
You forgot to tell them what else is coming up for 4 months.
What's coming up? Let them know.
We've been married for 4 months.
Yeah, we've been married too for 4 months. I'm proud. She's proud. Oh, we've been married for 4 months, going on 5 months. What are you talking about? We're going on 5 months. Say January, February, March, April,
You don't
May,
count January.
and then look, June's coming.
Don't count January. We got
But
mid-January.
June's coming.
Got the end of January.
June's coming. She ain't trying to hear that. She ain't trying to hear it. Give me that mean look, mean mugging me. But yeah, like I said, I'm proud that we've been together for 4.5 months. And on top of that, I stopped smoking in them 4.5 months. So that makes things a lot better as well. So other than that, guys, if you got any questions, suggestions, or anything you want to talk to us about, and we're going to probably end up doing like some throwback videos as well. So we could talk about a lot of the stuff like Ms. Vada mentioned, the hotel stays, the reviews of the restaurant, and we're going to put a lot of them on the spot. So like I said, we want you guys to know what it's like with experience of what it's like being there and what it's like, you know, what we went through.
You forgot about the coffee shops.
What about the coffee
You
shop?
said the restaurants, but you didn't say coffee shops.
Okay, yeah, we're going to do the coffee shops too. There's one that's real cool in Evansville, or outside Evansville, which is in Darmstadt. A lot of people know it's called Penny's Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. They got a good breakfast, and they also have good coffee. I think Ms. Vada liked the coffee probably better than the breakfast. I don't know. So, yeah, we'll do the coffee shop review, restaurant review, ice cream, slushy, what are those, food truck reviews. We're going to do all of that. And cheesecakes, donuts, you name it. we're going to be trying and going to be reviewing. So other than that, guys, like I said, if you got any questions, suggestions, or anything you want to talk to us about, let us know or write us in the description below. And if you want to donate $3 every time to keep this channel and content going, please feel free to do that. So other than that, guys, if there's anything else Ms. Vada wants to say before we go,
like, comment, and subscribe.
that's right. We will love for you to guys to like and comment and subscribe on our videos. Share it out. Let your mama, your daddy, your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your sister, the grass, the trees, the bees, the butterflies, the wood, my glasses, my t-shirt, the birds. Let everybody know that we're coming. We're coming your way. US 41. So if there's any suggestions on any of the places you think we should try from here to Michigan, please throw it in there. We're willing to try it all. And we want to get all the souvenirs we can too. That's Ms. Vada's idea, is getting the souvenirs. So other than that, guys, we'll see you next Sunday, right?
Yep.
Okay. We love you. Thank you all for the love, support, and everything that you do for us every single day. It's a CJ and Ms. Vada signing out.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.